I got to looking at my video analytics for my YouTube channel on my phone tonight, and first thing I noticed was the view count was down. There was 5,850 views of my videos this month, but arrow indicating down. Watch hours at 224 also. An arrow indicating down. I wasn't too disappointed with that. Still pretty good count. But then I looked at the next set of numbers where we have the gender. It said 100% of my views were male viewers. I thought that was odd. Out of almost 6,000 views, that every single view would have been male. Then I looked at the age. Obviously, the biggest demographic on here is 25 to 34. And that's like, well, that's odd a little bit. But not one viewer over the age of 54 years old. That found that to be a little bit surprising. Then you have the nationality, 64% American. Doesn't sound too surprising, but anyhow, I came home. That was looking at the demographics on my phone. Then I came home and looked at some numbers. I looked at the 28-day view count. 5,900 says that's 1,400 more than usual. Up rather than down. View time in hours is up by 54 hours. That's a considerable increase, not down. Now this is the same YouTube channel, just being viewed on two different devices. Then, after that, let's see here. This is the age. That was consistent. Look, the age viewed on my YouTube channel off my computer is actually matched what it said on my phone. When I looked at the gender, however, it says that 6.6% of the viewers were female. That's quite a bit different than saying that not one female had viewed the videos. So, no, this is both coming from YouTube to me, and then when you get conflicting numbers, you just have to wonder why. Then I looked at my lifetime view count, and it was over 10% of my viewers had been female. 89 point something had been male, 10% female. When you go into the nationalities off the phone, that, let's see, did that match? Yeah, 64%, that matched. Lifetime count off of the phone. This is lifetime. 389,000, 20,000 hours. That doesn't give a demographic really. Lifetime age though. This really, you see here that were quite a few viewers over the age of 65. And the biggest demographic of all my demographics is 55 to 64 years old. Where it said in the last 28 days, not one person over the age of 55 had watched my views. And now, this is just after 3 hours, the lifetime gender had dropped down to about 3 or 4%. After just an hour before, looking at it on my computer, it said 10%. And then it dropped to a very small percentage. Apparently they were detecting I was switching back and forth from different devices and realizing I was finding a discrepancy. That's the only thing I can imagine was going on there. Now, why would there be these inconsistencies in the count? Because possibly by manipulating the numbers, they're manipulating the way that you would focus your attention on making the videos. If you think you're losing your demographic in the older ages, you're going to make those videos to appeal to that age group. Now, we're at a time where there's dividing lines wanting to be drawn between the past and the future. And the future that isn't necessarily They don't want the information going to the next generation, because if they can cut off information of the past to the next generation, then they can rearrange what the past was, because the messages weren't passed down. So by directing me to either make me believe that no females whatsoever are watching my videos, then I'll either appeal totally to the male, or potentially the manipulation there would be to be like, oh, I got to make my videos more to appeal to women. Whichever is going on, the fact that there's inconsistencies in the numbers, and the fact that this is what we got to look at now, how much we are reliant on numbers as a source of our information. You hear them in the news all the time, this type of count, that type of count. I'm not going to get into those because I don't want the video to get flagged for things, but if you can't trust the numbers, and you've got obvious discrepancy in the numbers, what are you going to do? And how many other platforms are there that are enabling you to have a voice at all? But if that voice isn't free, and we're all sectioned off where we're talking through devices, and the devices are in the control of corporations, if they can manipulate the numbers, then they can manipulate everything, and they can control who the message is going out to and how many people receive it. So that's the situation where we're at now, and this concludes the video.